Welcome everybody to the practice for the element of ether or space. So let's get comfortable where we seated and then just start arriving, leaving behind all what we were doing, worrying about, anything, rushing. This is over now. Now we can just arrive into the present moment, feel into the body, into the breath, slowly breathing in and out and noticing how the breath travels, how the body is responding to every inhale, how it's responding to the exhale. Observing the thoughts, how they're floating by, just noticing them. We're not fighting them, allowing them to be, but instead of being in them, we're stepping outside and just noticing them. And then gently we'll gather our attention, and now we will think about our intention. What brought us here today, in this moment, in this space? How we would like to move forward from this present moment, and where we would like, what is our direction, what is our goal. And then I invite you to jump ahead, forward into that moment when your intention is realized. And you see yourself there. And you try to understand, what do you feel there? What is your emotions? What is your state? And we'll keep in mind that state, that emotion. We will be going back to that, observing it from different moments of the challenges of the practice or experiences through the practice. So this state will become more familiar, a little bit closer, more understandable, more embodied. And we'll take a deep breath in and out. And so today we're working with the element of ether or space. And the spaciousness is everything that fills in the space between things, between our doings, between our feelings, between our thoughts, between our words. Everything what's in between, that space where we can change things, is about the ether. Like that moment when we moving from one action to another, what will be our action is in that element of space, and how more we are comfortable in that element, how we can navigate ourselves in that spaciousness and that kind of, without having boundaries. We have not boundaries, but without having some kind of frame, but being comfortable in this openness. That's sort of kind of how we build our life, right? It's not just only the actions and the actual things we do, but also that space where we making choices. And so I could talk a lot about the space, that element, but we're gonna move it to our exercise, and we begin with the breathing. When we sit with our hands on the lap, and this position allows us this grounding, right? So even though we think about space as being such a like subtle element, it requires grounding. It requires being comfortable and confident in that complete openness. So our eyes will be focusing at the tip of the nose, kind of like when we're bridging our awareness between what's inward and what's outward. So it's not on the third eye, it's on the tip of the nose. And we will open our mouth so the jaw will be completely released down. Okay, like really, really relaxed down. And then we will lift our head just a little bit. The jaw is completely dropped down, released. Then we press the tongue to the upper palate. And like so we feel nice pressure on the roof of the mouth. And we begin slow and deep breathing through the nose. Even though mouth is open, jaw is dropped, but we're breathing slowly and deeply through the nose. There's a lot of connection is happening in this posture, in this breathing. As I mentioned earlier, the pointing eyes to the tip of the nose, connecting inner world and outer world. When we're pressing our tongue to the upper palate, we stimulating this kind of cranial nerves, and that stimulation, this kind of connection to our entire nervous system is binding and bringing, merging together the head space, the mental space, and the body, the physical. Just keep deepening the breath. Keep allowing the jaw to drop, relax, open. Allowing neck to soften. When we drop our jaw, it kind of helps us to soften the neck, to soften the shoulders. And we'll deeply inhale once more, keeping our eyes focusing at the tip of the nose. We can gently relax, close our mouth, let the jaw go back to its normal position, releasing the tongue. closing eyes completely, softening muscles in the face, and slowly releasing the breath out. And we allow the breath to go back to its normal pace while we're taking just a very brief moment of observation, shifts and changes after this posture and the breath. I will deeply inhale and exhale. And I invite you to shake your legs a little bit. Shake and shake and shake and shake. Very nice. And we'll go back to sit in the cross-legged position. To begin with the shoulder twist. So we bring our hands on the shoulders and we begin turning from side to side. Inhaling in one position to one side, exhaling to another side. Powerful, steady breathing. If you're comfortable, you can gently bring your eye focus back to the tip of the nose, slowly kind of relaxing it, looking at the tip of the nose. It's a gentle gaze, but continue sort of that very boundary space, inward and outward at the same time. And then once more, we inhale, exhale, and we will be at the center. And we're going to do a body twist to one side. So we turning to the left, placing our right hand on the left knee, and stretching our left hand behind the lower back. If possible, bring it closer to the inner thigh of the right leg. And sitting up straight and then turning our head back so we can keep our eyes gently focusing at the tip of the nose, and we're breathing slowly and deeply through the nose. Just a little bit more if you can, if it feels good. We can turn a little bit further back, allow a little bit more stretching across the back, across the chest, across the neck. And we'll deeply inhale. We apply a brief root lock, lifting pelvic floor muscles up. And then exhaling, we're slowly turning back to the center, and we continue turning. So we go into opposite direction stretch, placing our left hand on the right knee, turning as far left as it feels good, turning head. And if we're comfortable with the gazing at the tip of the nose, we gently relaxing our eyes down, So the tip of the nose is our focus. Now breathing, your breathing is gentle, slow. And we'll deeply inhale, turn a little bit further back, apply a brief root lock, and then exhaling, we slowly, gently return back to the center. We'll take a moment and feel. And we'll deeply inhale and exhale. And I invite you to stretch your legs. We can shake them a little bit, and we will shift to sit with the legs stretched forward. So we will begin with our regular stretching, inhaling up, exhaling down. We're trying to engage our navel in this breath by pulling it in when we exhaling, by allowing it to relax when we inhaling, not relax but expand and relax. It helps us to also work on the diaphragm, kind of gentle massaging of the diaphragm area, combining movement and the breath. And then once more we will inhale up, exhale, we lean forward, but we try to keep our back as straight as possible, so we might don't go too far. And what we start doing here, we'll hold this posture and we begin just moving our head. Inhaling, the head goes up, and then exhale, chin goes down towards the chest. With this slight change in the movement, we engaging even more of our cervical segment that is often related to tension due to when we try to control situation too much. And that control sometimes doesn't allow us that spaciousness and that luxury for making those choices, putting that next step forward. So here we're loosening up that tension a little bit, releasing up that control a little bit. It's almost with this movement, we telling with our body, like language or the body movement, I can move forward. I can make movements forward without being afraid that I might collapse or something doesn't work out, or I don't have to force it in a certain way. And then once more, we will inhale. Hold it a little bit, applying a brief root lock, consolidating muscles, consolidating, holding. And exhaling, releasing, and we can shake our legs a little bit. Shake and shake and shake and shake. Very nice. And we will be shifting from this position to first sit on the heels in baby pose, where we identify, so this will be moving triangle into cobra. So we first identify where our hands will be, what's the best position for our hands. We'll stretch them forward, and then we will be rising on all fours, on palms, knees, and then pushing up into triangle, and then we will be dropping down into cobra and triangle. And we move with the breath. You can go faster, you can go slower, what feels good. With every posture, both triangle, either or cobra, we try to just take a second and really feel that kind of, okay, this is the cobra, okay, this is the triangle. And once more, we will go into triangle. Then we'll go into cobra. And from cobra, we gently will be lowering our body so we can rest. We'll take a moment and rest on the belly, relaxing head on one side. Breathing slowly and deeply. And noticing all the sensations, shifts and changes in the body after this powerful movement. You probably will feel it a lot in the back line of the body. We've been stretching. Releasing tension, creating spaciousness, elongating. And we'll deeply inhale and completely exhale. And we will be going back into sitting on the heels in baby pose, and then we will be rising up in triangle again for a different exercise. So we will first go into tabletop, then up into triangle. So we will be lifting one leg up, straight up, and in triangle with one leg up, we begin push-ups. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We're aiming for 15 push-ups. Whenever we are done with our 15, we'll lower that leg back to the floor and we'll lift the other leg straight up, and another 15 push-ups. And whenever we are finished, we will lower that leg back to the floor and we will rest in baby pose. So we'll be sitting back on the heels, relaxing forehead, and taking few deep, slow breaths. And noticing sensations, where we feel the most in the body, shifts and changes. We'll take a deep breath in and out, and we will be from the baby pose, we're slowly rising up and returning to be on our backs. So we'll be laying down on the back. We will be holding a fish pose with a breath of fire. So we'll place our palms under buttocks, all right, and we are on our elbows. And we're stretching our toes out, legs are straight, and we will start slowly lowering our head to get to the floor, and we begin breath of fire. Continue pumping navel, pumping diaphragm. Very steady, powerful breathing. And we'll deeply inhale. Breathe. Mula bandh, we're squeezing these muscles, pelvic floor up, and exhaling, we're slowly releasing, relaxing from the fish pose, and we'll rest on the back. And again, observing all the feelings, all the sensations. We are in that space in between from one action to another, and we are allowing that spaciousness where we can be comfortable in the position of observer, noticing, being present. And we'll deeply inhale and exhale. And our next movement is it's like a more like integrative exercise. We will be lifting our arms and legs, and we'll start shaking the whole body as much as we can. All right, so we try to go with a very powerful, intense shaking, like we want to like jump off the floor. Last 30 seconds, a little bit more intense. Shake and shake and shake. There's no right or wrong way of shaking. We're just doing the best we can. Come on, let's go. Last 10 seconds. A little bit more. And we'll relax. Relaxing hands, legs. Slowing down the breath. And observing how that movement shift and change things, the flow of circulation, our level of energy. And we'll deeply inhale, completely exhale. And I invite you to bring your knees to your chest. We roll a little bit from side to side, and then forward and back, forward and back. So we can sit comfortably, we can cross our legs. So we are going to work a little bit more with the upper body. So for this exercise, we'll bring our hands together. We're not bringing them together. We bring palms close to each other. On the inhale, we're going to open them as wide as we can, trying to bring our shoulder blades as close to each other as possible. And on the exhale, we bring our hands close, but we don't have to clap. We just kind of close. And then inhale and exhale. Just keep going. With this movement, we can literally think of space as space. We can creating that space, giving ourselves as wide space as we can physically claim, as long as our arms and hands are. We're gonna push a little bit more for another 30 seconds, allowing the breath to pick up some of the, load. Powerful breath, steady. And once more, inhale and exhale. And we relax our hands, relaxing shoulders, taking this opportunity, this pause, this space to be full of our experiences and the noticing and observing and feeling the feelings, feeling the sensations. And I invite you to bring your awareness with your eyes still closed, if you're comfortable closing them, to bring your awareness into the space in front of you, even though eyes are closed. You're not physically, through physical eyes, seeing them, but you're sensing that space. And then bring awareness and sense the space behind your back. And then bring your awareness up above the head, feeling the space. Not just knowing it's there, but actually trying to feel it. And then space below you, beneath you. And then observing all the space, the whole sphere around you simultaneously in all directions, just feeling it, experiencing it all at once. Deeply inhale and exhale, and we continue a little bit more with the hands and the upper body. This time we will extend our left arm straight out in the front, and the left palm is facing to the right, while we bring our right arm with the palm also facing to the right, okay? And we will kind of clasp them together, okay, one over the other, okay? And we begin moving our hands in the hammer motion, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. When we're working with our arms and hands, it's about space, but it's also, there's so many other things that are happening. And here we're working quite a bit with our heart meridian, the place where we feel things, when we can observe and can feel through the heart what is happening. So with our arms movement, if there's arms is pretty much about our relations, our feelings and how we express our feelings in the relationship with others. with other people. So when we're removing blocks, we're removing stagnant energy from those channels of expressing, embracing, connecting. And once more, we will be inhaling, lifting up. And we really try to stretch up, stretching our arms higher, and we're applying a root lock. We're squeezing muscles tight, pelvic floor muscles up, 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 up. And exhaling, relaxing our hands. And just take a moment and feel. If you're comfortable closing eyes, feel into your body, into your breath. But also try to feel that spaciousness that we explored just before we start doing this exercise. How you can feel the space around you in all directions simultaneously is going back to that exploration and feeling that space. And now that space around you, you can give a task for this to be your boundary. So you can think about, try to feel what kind of boundary you would like to have, how it expresses itself, how it's seen from your side, from the world, how you would like it to be out there. What tasks are you going to give to that space? How it's going to serve you? And we'll deeply inhale and exhale. Very nice. And we can shake our legs a little bit. Shake and shake and shake. All right, and we are going on the stomach again. This time is a cobra pose. Just a cobra pose. We can be in a full cobra, we can be in a half cobra on the elbow, so full cobra on your palms. It can be 3/4 cobra. We will lift our head up and we begin a whistling breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling, whistling. Very, very slow exhale with a very nice, gentle sound. And we will be finishing up the cycle, taking a deep breath in. And then exhaling gently and slowly, we start lowering our body down, relaxing on the floor. Taking this moment to feel, affect how it feels in your lungs, how it feels in your body. If there's any shifts and changes in your breath, how it was flowing, how it's flowing now. And we'll deeply inhale, completely exhale, and slowly we'll be turning on the back to be on the back, going into position where we have our knees to the chest, and we will be lifting our head towards the knees, chin towards the chest, and we will start holding this posture, but we begin breath of fire. A little bit more intense breathing, last 10 seconds. And we'll deeply inhale together. And exhaling slowly, we'll relax head and we'll relax legs. We can cross them for resting to kind of open up in the hips, or we can just stretch legs out. We'll take a moment here, allowing that spaciousness. All the sensations are welcome. And we'll deeply inhale, exhale, and we'll slowly again bring knees to the chest, rolling from side to side, and then forward and back, till we find ourselves to be seated comfortably. So we will move our shoulders a little bit. So we begin with the circular shoulder moves backwards. And then we move forward. Just a few circles. And then we'll relax our shoulders and we begin gently moving our head in infinity sign, kind of circles, but from side to side. Like with the top of the head, we're drawing this very nice, smooth figure. And then we'll reverse and go in opposite direction. And we'll pause, take a deep breath in and out. And we'll do a couple exercises, facial exercises, but that also have effect on our body in general, and the tension in the body and the segments from the somatic point of view. So we begin with the exercise called glasses or goggles. We'll hold, like fixing with the circles, like we hold the binoculars. But we open our eyes really wide, okay, really wide open, like try to like really open them wide, and we hold for like 3 seconds, and then we'll squeeze and shut down, resisting with our fingers, but at the same time we really try to squeeze and hold for 3 seconds, and then again we open them wide and like really, really, really wide, 3 seconds, and then again squeeze and hold and squeeze and hold 3 seconds. And we'll just continue this rhythmic 3 seconds hold on each side. And once more, we'll do one more cycle. And relax. We can gently pat around. Okay. And then the next one, just a second. Oh, the next one we'll do the forehead. So we can either hold with just the index fingers, kind of pressing it down a little bit. And on the inhale, we'll try to lift our eyebrows up, and we'll resist with our index fingers, right? But we're trying to lift them up, hold 3 seconds, and release. And once more, hold 3 seconds and release. Very nice. We can pat, 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 pat. And now we're gonna do what's called eye shake. So we will close our eyes. So first I'll just close our eyes, and we'll gently and pretty fast begin like shake our head, trying to relax all the muscles, including our eyes. So it almost like feel like that they shaking a little bit. All right, so we close our eyes and begin just gentle shaking head from like we're saying no, and really focusing on the eyes to be relaxed and having that little of the effect of that shake. And we'll pause and take a deep breath in and out. Very nice. So now we're moving to our breathing exercise that we will be doing for 5 minutes. So we will hold our hands either on the knees or on the lap. On the lap will be a little bit more like kind of grounding grounding effect. We will just a second. So we will close our eyes, and we will be inhaling deeply through the puckered lips with the whistle. So it's about so it's a slow inhalation, so maybe 5 seconds, maybe 6. And then we will be holding our breath for about the equal amount of time, 5 or 6 seconds. And then we will cannon fire exhalation through the mouth very powerfully fast. So it's much faster, maybe like 1 or 2 seconds. All right. So this is the breathing technique, and we begin inhaling through the mouth, whistling, and holding the breath, holding that pause, and then exhaling. Every time when we powerfully exhaling, we try to pull our navel in. Our cheeks are firm, and when the pressure passes through, through the mouth over the tongue, they kind of there is no like bulging of the cheeks, so they kind of a little bit firm when we exhaling. will be finishing up the cycle by inhaling deeply, holding the breath. We will stretch our hands, our arms up, stretching the spine up. Keep stretching up, keep holding your breath, and now tighten everything. Squeeze and tighten every single muscle, everything that you can be aware of. Squeeze and hold. And then powerful cannon fire exhalation. Another deep breath in. We begin by stretching up, stretching our spine up, our hands and arms up. And now we begin to tighten everything. Squeeze and tight and tight and tight and tight. And then powerful cannon fire exhale. And then once more, deep breath in. And again, begin by stretching, lifting up, 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 up. And now tighten, squeeze everything. Pelvic floor muscles up, legs, back, everything. Muscles in the face, squeeze and hold. And then powerfully cannon fire exhale. And we'll relax our hands. And just take a moment, observing, noticing. And slowly we'll start going on the back for our deep relaxation. We will continue noticing and observing. When we get comfortable laying down, we relax our breath, relax the body. And today we will be doing what's it called, progressive relaxation. So we'll alternate squeeze and release, tension and relaxation, and allowing all the sensations and allowing that process to go and really help us to relax deeply. So first we begin by bringing attention to our legs. Just observe, feel your feet, your toes, your ankles, your calves, knees and thighs. And then we will be taking a deep breath in and squeezing leg muscles. Squeeze and hold, tighten as much as you can. Squeeze and hold and hold and hold. And then release the tension and exhale. And let your legs become completely relaxed and heavy. And feel the space that appears when the effort drops, when tension is released. Feel how relaxed your legs are, your toes, your feet, ankles, calves, knees, and thighs. And now we bringing attention to the area of buttocks, hips, and pelvis. So we'll take a deep breath in, hold the breath, and tighten. Squeeze your buttocks, your hips, and your pelvic floor muscles, and the very lower belly. Squeeze, tighten, 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 and hold. And now release everything and exhale. Let the pelvis soften. Let buttocks relax and soften. And now feel how your body settles when you let go of that grip, of that tension. Observe that spaciousness. And now we bring attention to belly and chest. And with inhale taken and held, we squeeze and tighten belly, ribs, chest, back, hold, 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 hold. Tighten a little bit more and then gently release the tension and exhale, relaxing your breath, and right away observing this openness, this spaciousness that follows this release. Allowing your breath to move naturally, gently. Your breath is moving through this spaciousness and openness. And now we gently bring attention to your hands and fists. And with the next breath in, we'll hold it and squeeze and tense your arms, your hands. You maybe even squeeze your hands into fists. Hold and hold and hold. Add a little bit more pressure, a little bit more tension. And then release tension and slowly release your breath as you're observing how spaciousness, openness appears. Feel that space flowing into your hands, your fingers, your shoulders. And next we're going to bring attention towards neck and shoulders. And you will take a deep breath in, hold it, and now squeeze and even maybe lift a little bit your shoulders. Maybe squeeze them towards your ears, tighten your neck. Hold, tighten, and hold, and hold. And then gently release the tension and slowly exhale, letting your shoulders to melt down into floor. Let your neck soften, throat soften. Softness allows spaciousness. And now observe your face. Notice how you feel, if there's any tension in the face. And we will be taking deep breath in, holding it, and now tightening all the muscles in the face. Squeeze your face, your eyes, jaw, forehead, mouth. Maybe clench your, just squeeze and hold. A little bit tighter, just a little bit more. And then gently release the tension and release your breath. Letting the face to become soft and smooth. The jaw relaxes and clenches. The eyes are gently rest. And now we will observe the whole body, and with the next breath, We hold it in and now tense and squeeze your whole body. Everything at once. Squeeze and hold and feel it, feel it, feel that tension. Hold and release. Another deep breath in. Hold the breath and again tighten your body, squeeze and hold. Hold, 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 and release. And once again, deep breath in, squeeze and hold, and release, hold, 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 squeeze a little tighter, a little bit more, and release. And this time we're releasing totally and completely everything, completely relaxed. Now we let go of everything. You don't need to worry about anything. There is no tension. There's nothing to be concerned about. This is the time. Just relax. Complete release. Everything is softening, relaxing. You feel the weight of your body on the floor, noticing how relaxed you are. Your body is feeling heavier, relaxing even more, dropping even more weight into the floor, melting into the floor. Just allowing yourself be in this space of rest and relaxation. Notice the space inside the body. When your body softens, it allows spaciousness. Notice the space around the body. Your breathing is even and calm. The body is calm. The mind is quiet. There is enough space for you inside and around you. You are allowed to take up your space, your own space, without tension. You don't have to shrink or brace to belong. Openness and expansion. And then gently we'll start going back to reality, taking a gentle, slow breath in and out, becoming aware of the flow of the breath in and out. And then we gently begin wiggling fingers and toes. And then rotating hands in circles and feet in circles, and then reversing, going in opposite direction. And then we gently bring one knee to the chest and stretch it over to the opposite side of the body into cat stretch. And then we'll relax that knee and then stretch another knee towards the chest. And going into cat stretch to the opposite side. And then gently go back to the center. And then we can lift our arms and legs and shake them a little bit. Shake and shake and shake and shake. And rub your palms, your feet. And then hug your knees and roll from side to side. And then forward and back. So we can get ourselves seated. And first we will go back to feel in the present moment, to feel in the body, noticing, experiencing gravity that we are seated, feeling the weight, feeling the sitting bones on the floor. Feeling our spine straightening up, heart a little bit lifting up. Breath is slow and conscious. And then from this space of awareness of the present moment, we will go back to intention that we set before the practice, and that state, that emotion, that feeling that we observe, that we notice, that is vivid in that intention being realized. And we try to connect with that state and with that feeling. And we will take a deep breath in and out. And I invite you to try and stay with that feeling as long as you can, and reminding yourself to keep it close to you. And I will say thank you very much for being here. Thank you.